Hello, welcome back to our podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about our presentations that we've been doing for the past week and a half. So we presented stuff for an app that we had to create. So we had to elaborate on our app and come up with the numbers and how it would work out and how much money we'd be making and things like that, like how much we put into marketing and things like that. And so first I'm going to talk about how we were graded. So the presentations were supposed to be a black and white grading system, which for the most part it was, but for the most part it was pretty black and white, but I think in some areas it was pretty complicated in how he was grading. Some of the things you couldn't really control, being off. Well, you could control it, but it was not stated before we got graded what we needed to do. So how we presented, for the most part, I think how we presented was pretty good. And I think that all my teammates and stuff presented really well. I believe all of them made time. Yeah, I think all of them made the minute and 30 seconds that we had to make, and they presented really well. They really helped out with the project. They helped do all the posters, and they got stuff printed out, and we were able to do calculations with them and research. So I think it all just worked out really well, and they presented professionally. We all dressed up for our presentation to get those extra credit points, and they all presented how you're supposed to. They talked for the full minute 30 seconds. They didn't have their hands in their pockets. They used their hands to elaborate what they were saying. They emphasized things on the posters that we were doing, and overall I think they just presented really well. And in terms of our grade, I believe we got a 85%, which I think is kind of deserved, because there were some things that we missed on the research end of it, which is understandable for us to get points off on things like that. And to talk about the research and stuff like that, I thought it was pretty fun, looking through and finding how much big companies pay for things and how much it would go into our stuff like that, and our profit, calculating numbers for all that was pretty good. I think our numbers were pretty spot on though, for the most part. I think that all of our profit calculations were as accurate as we could get them, without assuming too much. We backed up most of our statements with things that we found online and things like that. And overall I think it just went really well, and I thought the other groups did pretty good. There was only a couple groups where I thought that they deserved a lower grade than what they got, but for the most part I think everybody did good.